Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Good day to the bread and butter community. This is yet another installation of bread and butter conversations. And today we're chilling with our guest artist, who is none other than P Postman.
Yeah, man. What's poppin', homie? Good to see you, man.
It's also good to see you.
Yeah.
You see, I'm here. I'm all prepared. I've got a cue card for you. That means there's a lot that I'm going to be talking to you about. First and foremost, to the new cats that just recently found out who P Postman is. Who is P Postman?
Wow, P Postman, first and foremost, I think people would say is the son of Percy Mukwevho, and so would I. Because, I believe a lot in genetics, and genetics kind of form a lot of who you are, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm the son of Lion, and I am the first of, the sons that the legendary Percy Mukwevho brought to the world. And yeah, man, so I think in summary, that's it.
Speaking of being the son of a lion, is he the first lion to come out of the family, or there was a lion before that and another lion, and what makes him become a lion? Is it the music, or just generally he is just that guy?
Yeah, well, I think the whole lion thing it has everything to do with the music, so we've had a whole lot of lions within the family, it's a great family tree of which goes beyond my imagination. So yeah, man, like my great-grandfather, I think I'm a legend actually explains it all, you know what I mean?
So I can say the music thing has been in the family for a long time.
It has.
It goes way back.
It totally has, my G.
That's interesting. How did this name come about?
P Postman. P Postman means Percy the Postman. It was given to me by a cousin of mine named Mushe, which I had featured on my previous album, which is the last album that I released in 2015 on the P Postman album. Which was Propane. I featured him on Propane. His name is Mushe, and he just kind of came up with this brilliant idea one day because I was dressed like a postman, and he was like, yo, man, how about we just call you the P Postman?
I would have never thought.
You know what I mean? And like, for real. And then it just kind of made sense to me because, I'm a man with a message, and post means a lot of things. Post means future, post means delivering, post, you know what I mean?
The delivery guy.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe I am the future for the upcoming generation that is about to just pop up. You know what I mean? I feel like I am the new Percy Mukwevho in a sense. I feel that I've got a lot of duties to do. So there's like a whole lot of things that I feel the name kind of represents but I think you would get it more if you kind of go deeper into the music.
I know for a fact you started this music thing from an early age. At what point did you really pick up that you are an artist, besides the fact that you come from a background where it's a musical family? And also, can you describe to me how your childhood was while growing up?
Well, my childhood was very busy, for one. I've always been one person that's always been here, the next moment there, the next, you know what I mean? I think it was a very hard thing for me to grasp at the time, to understand what was going on as a kid, and the duty that I would have to serve when I'm older, or just the weight that this whole music thing comes with, you know what I mean? Because I released my first album when I was 13. I started performing at the age of 8 or something, you know what I mean? So it's been quite a very busy childhood, having to travel the nation and be this artist that's been awarded, or not awarded, but nominated for the Summers before, and a whole lot of bunch of stuff, and worked with a couple of artists like Yvonne Chaka Chaka and Mandoza, whatever, and had kind of had that credit and recognition from artists like that actually would come up and say, yo, you have it, you know what I'm saying? And while in the process of working with these people, I was totally oblivious I didn't really understand what this meant. You know, I was just going through it, and I don't think I really comprehended what was going
And
on.
it only hit you
It
afterwards.
only hit me after, like, damn, like, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of get you, man.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
So you've been in the game for a long time now, since you were a child, and you're still going strong. Up to so far, what has the game taught you? What have you learned?
Wow, I kind of the game is a bit full of mediocrity, if I could put it like that. I feel like there's a whole lot of real that is not put out to the people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a whole lot of music that is actually going out there that doesn't really deserve the recognition it gets as much. You know what I mean? So I kind of understood that it's not a fair game for many of very talented artists out here. You know what I mean? It kind of needs a little bit of a business-minded artist that is more aware of how the business runs, because at the end of the day, it is an art, but it is a business as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, even given the fact that, you know, you kind of sign up with like record labels and stuff like that, and, you know, that's probably not always the best decision to make. You know what I mean? Maybe sometimes you just need to go independent with it. So I think there's a couple of things I've learned throughout the journey that kind of paint a different picture of the game for me, you know, as contrary to whatever the next person may think about it, you know, or an upcoming artist.
Looking more into what you're saying, there's a lot of mediocrity in the game, and there's a lot of music that's been pushed which shouldn't be in the main picture. Now, there's issues such as Payola. People are sort of conforming to that because that's the only way for them to get their music played.
What is that? I don't even know about.
I mean, having to send an envelope so that you can get playlisted and stuff like that.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, is it? Yeah.
So are you a conformist? I mean, looking at how things, you know what they say? It's either you play along or you don't play at all.
Yeah.
So are you a conformist to that? Do you believe that, well, you've got to do what you've got to do to get your music playlisted, or are you more about the ethics than anything else? You'd rather not have your music playlisted if that means you have to pop out something?
Man, you know, like I just do the music, dog. I really just do the music. I think there's a whole lot of stuff that I would have already done, or a certain sound that I would have tapped into already, just because I wanted to appeal to a certain market, or the majority, really, you know. But I just feel like, hey man, if you're about my sound, then you're about my sound, and if you're not, then, you know,
yeah, take it or leave it.
Then be about whatever sound you wanna, you know what I mean?
I mean, I saw you as a young kid. Growing up in the industry, I saw lots of songs from you. You've been giving us great music, and I remember, if I'm not mistaken, there was a point in time where your music was even playlisted in some television music channels.
Yeah.
Right? I remember those times, and back then it was just Percy Mukwevho, and now it's P Postman.
Yeah.
How different is Percy Mukwevho from P Postman?
First of all, I think my voice has changed a lot from the times when I,
and when you say that,
you know, was called Percy.
Yeah, you remind me of the time when there was that track, it went like, Asikuru Azimini.
Yeah, man.
That song always rings in my head. Even up to this day, it always rings in my head.
That's a classic right there.
How did that chorus go?
Ndijigidi ndimikosi ndimarofa mabura yondimini kalino shango asikuru asichitu none ndizvimwe zvitu. Oh yeah ndirirera badaone yeah, something like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, my dad wrote that, and that was like one of the biggest vendor tracks that came out at the time, you know what I mean?
Is the one that stands out for me.
And I feel like at the time I was like one of the very youngest vendor artists in the spot, you know what I mean? Like I was 13 at the time, and it was not very usual for a young vendor person to be doing that at that time, at that age.
Yeah, and you're still going on about how P Postman is different from Percy.
Yeah, it's the voice, it's the maturity of the music. Thanks for reminding me.
Of course.
It's also just the experience as well with everything, with the industry, with the music. You know what I mean? With the lyricism, you know what I mean? There's just like a whole different package altogether. I feel like a Super Saiyan.
True that. So talking about being a Super Saiyan, it's an obvious fact that you've got a powerful voice.
Yeah.
You are indeed a Super Saiyan, and you've given us hit tracks.
Evolution,
You've proved to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Now, looking back from where it all began up to this day, what do you think did not work quite well as part of your recipe for you to making it big?
I don't think what is big really. Maybe
let's say international scale.
Oh, international.
We're looking
status.
at that because right now everybody
Okay.
is trying to be international. National is just like halfway past the benchmark. Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. I feel like it's all a mindset thing as well. You know what I mean? I mean, you get guys like Benny Mangani, for instance, right?
Yeah.
They make their money, man, and it's not like they appeal to the masses as such. You know what I'm saying? For you to actually appeal to international status I don't think it's a necessity for everyone. You know what I mean? There are people that do music because they have a bigger like role within the music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might not even know Peter Tosh, or I don't. For instance, I'm not saying you don't, but he's a big artist and he is international. But I feel like my route is not to necessarily become big in that sense. I just want people to know what I'm about, and I want the people that are about my music to get a hold or be able to get my music. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question in the way that you were asking it, I would say, well, I took a break for a long time. I've worked with a whole lot of companies as well. You know what I mean? I was signed before I was even able to sign my own
Before
contract.
you could even read a
I was still a
contract.
minor, you know what I mean? So a whole lot of things back then were handled for me, you know, like even contractual agreements and stuff like that. So I think that also played a role within the process that I have had to come through now and have to kind of stand on my own independently and now establish the company which I now call the Lion Voice Empire. You know what I mean? So I think that's what has been delaying that international vibe that you speak of. I went to the UK for a couple of, so months the time I released the album. I left my album in 2015 here in South Africa and came back like later in 2016. So I think there was just a couple of things that I had to learn personally, and a couple of things I had to go through with the people that I was with in life and everything. And I've just now like created a very good team, and I've got people behind me that are just a very great team, and we just about to just blow this whole thing out of proportion. You know what I mean?
I feel you. You mentioned the fact that you were signed when you were still young. You couldn't even understand what a contract is. Now you're a grown man. You know the ups and downs of the industry. You know how everything works. And looking at this whole saga that has been going on for a few years now about artists going independent, not wanting to be under record labels anymore because of the way that they're treated and all that. Now we have a whole group of people that are for record labels because of what they can offer you, and we have a whole group of people that are for independency because of what it can do for you. Looking at how things are now, would you vouch for record labels or independency?
I think I would really like to be more independent, really. Reason being, I feel like there's a whole lot of just fakeness going on, you know? Like, I feel like record labels also just kind of change your personality. They change your vision. They change your sound because they feel you need to be at a certain level or be appealing in a certain way, dress in a certain way for whatever kind of market, you know what I mean? And I feel like that really limits the art, it limits the life, it limits everything. It really just is a disadvantage to be signed and be under someone's control.
It just kills the soul in you.
Exactly. You know, now I have to wear Gucci just because, you know what I mean?
Now
I don't like that vibe. You know, I'm
I'm
not about that. I'm about the music. I'm about the art. I'm just trying to be real. I'm trying to be who I am, and I'm not trying to be put in a corner where I have to now become someone else and try portray a certain image. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd rather be independent in that sense.
Now, would you ever consider entering a talent search show? Something of a big magnitude.
Or you mean like competing?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, your idols kind of vibe.
like be a contestant.
Be a contestant.
No.
No ways.
No.
Why not?
No, not now.
So you don't believe?
I feel like most judges in those type of things are not even capable of judging properly.
Yeah.
And they probably don't have as much experience.
So their judging is just not accurate enough.
It's not gonna work.
So that means you don't believe in those platforms actually putting
well,
you on.
Well, for me personally, not well. For everybody else, maybe it does work. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel you. So you'd rather just make it your own way and without any of those agencies, if I can term them.
I think if anything, even in terms of, you know, what you were talking about, being independent and all, I'd really just like to have like a distribution deal that allows me to still have my own company running, but they just make sure that my music goes international type of thing, and they get their cut, I get mine, and we good. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, looking at, you know, there's a lot of niggas that say that they spend their days and nights in studios, like all day, all night. They've been recording, they've got a lot of songs in their catalogs waiting to be released and all that. Are you a recording artist who always is in the studio, always cooking something, or you only go there when you feel like now you are in the proper zone, now you are feeling it in the spirit that this is the time to cook something?
I'm not always in the studio. Yeah. I do like hanging around the studio. So mostly if I'm having a vibe, I'd rather just, you know, hang out with my boys and we hang out around a place that we could actually record, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if anything, if the feeling kicks in, then we get at it, you know what I mean, type of thing. So yeah, that's how it happens with me though.
Oh yeah, I remember you released I'm a Legend. Is it coming off from that album, your 2015?
P Postman album, the P Postman.
And then afterwards we later got Keep Calm.
Yeah.
Is it a project from a new album? What's going on there?
Keep Calm is gonna be on the new album, which is gonna be released this year. I'm not disclosing the date as yet.
Sooner or later?
Sooner.
Damn, cannot wait for that.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Keep Calm is gonna be on Real Talk. Real Talk is the new offering that I'm gonna be dropping soon. So Nono Kaka is gonna be like the second single from the album. Yeah. So,
any features?
Yeah, I've got a couple of features.
Any that you can disclose?
Just very few features. I think it's Cassette. OTO Cassette. I don't know how you guys know him, but yeah, I call him Cassette. And my little brother, he goes by the name Code Lamaya.
Oh yeah.
And then Belafonte. Yes. So far, those are the only
Bella's
features that I can disclose. I don't know if I'm gonna decide to put more tracks that I've recorded already on this album as it with features. So yeah, so far that's it.
Musical wise, which national artist would you wish to work with if given the opportunity?
What?
Any artist.
Nationally?
Yeah, nationally. One nationally and one internationally.
Okay.
Or even if it's more than one.
Nationally.
Yes.
Okay. Damn. You caught me on the spot right now.
Okay, let's do this, Nate, to make it more easier for you. I'm dropping names and then it's either yes or no.
Okay.
It's Java.
Yeah, I would work with Java.
I kind of felt it. All right, Aries.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. Dope artist.
Okay, Pretty Ugly.
I just don't know if I'm about the same message,
As
you
they
know,
are.
as a whole lot of, and that's the other thing with me featuring with artists. I don't really like to involve myself in things that are not of my lifestyle type of thing, because you know, association is a lot of things as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I wouldn't want to jump on a track that's talking about drugs, for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And
but other than that,
so yeah. So I think I'd be limited to. I think the other thing is, before those names are already on my mind. You know what I mean? It's just that I was questioning whether we would have to be on the same page. I really dig what guys do. You know, I might not be about the same message, but I really respect the hustle. I respect the sound, the quality, you know what I mean, and everything else. But I think we might somehow have conflict when it comes to, you know,
kind of go different ways.
yeah,
No,
priorities and what we all about. You like,
Yeah, I
you
understand
know, we
what you
might
mean.
differ.
I
there.
understand what you mean by that. But talent-wise, I feel like you can just
No.
any
That
artist.
we could work with dope artists
And
like.
not to sound exaggerating, but
Like-
I feel like you've got the potential to be the king of hooks in SA.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm saying, man.
Oh, you mean hooks?
Yeah.
Or like choruses?
Choruses.
Yeah.
I believe so. I believe so. bro.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at all these people that have been termed kings and all that, and looking at your music, I feel like, why not? P Postman should be out there in the ranks.
Nah, man. You know,
I'm just waiting for that day because I believe one day,
what's meant to happen will happen. Man.
one
You know what
day
I'm
it's
saying?
gonna come, and it has to come.
I feel like I'm there already, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm doing my thing, and I'm enjoying my art, and I'm feeling like I'm elevated to levels where I feel in control of my career and what I want to bring out. And I think that's something that I've had enough time to kind of, you know, identify and know what I'm about, what I want to say, you know, and what type of people I would like to work with in terms of production and everything. So, hey man, I'm just ready to
Let it
man.
flow.
I'm ready.
Let
I'm
it
ready.
flow.
I'm ready.
Do you play any musical instruments, and also do you compose for yourself?
I do compose. I play a little bit of guitar. I'm not the best guitarist in the world at all. Like, I know a couple of chords. I know where I would like to take a song. I could sit down and kind of find my way with the guitar, but I wouldn't really prefer to play the guitar on stage usually, unless if I have to. But yeah.
Do you think growing up in Venda has had a major role in your musical career? And if so, is there anywhere else you would have wished to have grown in? And also, what did you wish you had known back then? And what kind of resources did you wish you had back then?
That's a whole lot of question, and like a whole lot of questions in one question. Okay. I think everything went the way it should have. I think I wouldn't change a thing about the experiences that I've had. But yes, maybe if I had a few more resources than I already have, or already had been, you know, kind of outsourced by. I probably would have been already like on the international scene a bit way more like than any other artist I know right now.
Yes,
no offense to
True
anybody.
That, true that.
But like yeah, I don't think I'll change anything about it though. I feel it was a necessary chapter for me to go through, like, and kind of, you know, have this story to tell to, because then it wouldn't have been this story if I'd had those resources, if I'd had anything different than it had actually been now, you know, until now. Yeah. So no, man. I think whatever that's about to come is just about to just amplify the flame, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. If P Postman was to have $1 million right now, how is he gonna spend it? Right now, cash money.
Damn. You see, I think I'm a humanitarian in a sense, you know. I like to see people happy. I like to make people happy. So I think what you're trying to ask me is if I had money, not necessarily $1 million, right? If I had a lot of money,
Liquid cash.
what would I do with that money?
Yeah.
Okay. I would bring it home. That's what I would do. I would give it to the people in need. I would make sure, or not necessarily give the money, but make sure that I create something that will kind of change the world, not only in terms of finance or anything, but also in terms of like mindset, you know, teach the people more of how to love each other and, you know, create vibes that create unity, you know, type of thing, and just uplift people and have more life out there.
Talking about upliftment, how do you think all the arts and craft in Venda can be best developed and be taken to a national stage for everybody else to see? Because I mean, we've got lots of talent here, you are witness to that. However, it remains sort of chained within our vicinity and it needs to be celebrated. How do you think it can best be developed for it to get that attention?
Okay, I think there's just a whole lot of artists out there that as well are just doing things. I don't know, like I feel like there's just a whole lot of sounds that are clouding up people's judgment, like of the real music. Like I feel like this whole Ven rap vibe is being tarnished by a whole lot of, you know, I have nothing against upcoming artists, to be honest with you, but like I feel like there's just so much commotion going on, and now I kind of feel like it's overshadowing all the other art that is real out there. You know what I mean? I feel like we really need to, especially like for Venda, really, because this is where I'm from, and I'm about this. So I think we need to open the minds of people to more quality, man. Like I look around and I think people are being brainwashed with these, you know,
with what they're being fed.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's unfair.
How do you deal with all the brainwashing that comes to you?
And I feel like radio needs to stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like radio needs to just be real. And
how are you dealing with that brainwashing personally? How do you work with that hogwash that's being presented to you on a daily basis?
I just say it in my music, man. You know, I use the music. The music is my weapon. The music is my instrument. The music is the tool that I use for almost everything in my life. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. So if you listen to my music, you'd get where my vision is, and I think a whole lot of answers would be there for you and all these questions.
Yeah, surely, because if we are not careful enough, we could find ourselves swallowed by all this brainwashing, and we could be
True that,
pushing it.
Maji.
We
Like,
could
seriously.
be promoting it instead of fighting it. So how do you ground yourself in terms of identifying which is right and which is wrong and which is going towards the wrong path?
How do I what?
How do you ground yourself?
Okay.
Yes, so that you can be fixed and not just go with the wind and follow the wrong propaganda, if I can put it that way.
I basically just do me, man. I do what I feel is I really try not to focus on the negative, you know, like I really try not to focus on whatever commotion is happening out there, you know. I try just be here, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm gonna give the people. And if they don't like it, they don't like it, and if they do, then it's a happy day for all of us.
What gives you confidence?
What gives me confidence? God gives me confidence. Yeah, because I feel without God I have no hope, and therefore if I have no hope, I have no confidence.
God is the source.
Yeah.
Are you a meditator?
What's a meditator? How do you meditate?
Oh, well, you know how people go to faraway places and they seek for silence so that they can sort of connect with God as they
Okay, I do meditate. I probably just have my
connect?
own way.
Let me put it in a way that maybe I will get an answer from you. How do you connect with the higher force?
I think you already have an idea. I pray. I herbalize.
So herbalizing is not just recreational for you, it's also for spiritual purposes.
Yes.
Which is a nice thing though,
It is.
because well, lots of people use it just for recreational purposes only, and it could be used for much more than that.
No. I herbalize. I spend time in quiet places sometimes alone, you know, and just zone in. Yeah.